You can make up your mind this early that you will fill an honorable mission when you reach mission age, and to that end that you will now earn money and save it and invest it for your mission, that you will study and serve and use every opportunity to properly prepare your mind and heart and soul for that glorious period of your life. The question has often been asked, is the mission program one of compulsion? And the answer, of course, is no. Everyone is given his free agency. The question is asked, should every young man fill a mission? And the answer of the church is yes. And the answer of the Lord is yes. Enlarging this answer, we say certainly every male member of the church should fill a mission.
You will never regret serving a mission, but you most probably will regret not serving if that's your choice.
I was told that serving a mission would be the best 2 years of my life. But what if they weren't? And what if I do regret it?
Oh, boy. Okay. Shh. Dear Elder Harding, you are hereby called to serve as a missionary of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You are assigned to labor in the Tonga... It is anticipated you will serve for a period of 24 months. You should report to the Provo Missionary Training Center on Wednesday, August 8th, 2018. You will prepare to preach the gospel in the Tongan language.
Oh my gosh.
Growing up, it never really felt like I had the option to not serve a mission. It wasn't ever something that crossed my mind, and it was a rite of passage, like getting your driver's license or graduating high school. So once I turned 18, I had the option to serve a mission for the church, and I ended up being sent to the Tonga Nuku'alofa mission. Before getting to Tonga, I was sent to the Missionary Training Center in Provo, or the MTC. I spent 6 weeks in the MTC preparing to go to Tonga and learning as much as I could of the Tongan language in that 6-week time period. I was really excited. It's this tiny little island in the middle of Polynesia, and a lot of my friends growing up were Tongan, and so I was very excited to get to know their culture a little bit better. Once I got to Tonga, I was blown away. The descriptions of this island that my friends had given me were nothing in comparison to how amazing it actually was. And I truly felt like the time I was going to be spending here was going to be the best of my life.
The perks.
The perks.
That's definitely not it. The AC is a perk too.
That's true. We do have AC.
Oh, that's
No, the lights are too dark to even try to record in there. It's just too dark. This is the brightest light in here.
The perks are a washing machine.
That too. This is like living a movie mission, but
It's not as nice.
it's Tonga.
This is the nicest MQ, and it's not.
It's not even an MQ.
It's not even... one. It's not an MQ. Two. It's not as nice as any movie MQ.
That's true.
This water is hotter, dude. I'm telling you.
It's almost like.
How is it hotter than boiling? Wait, did it
boiling
stop boiling?
temperature depends on pressure. Increased air pressure because
the higher you are in elevation, the colder it is. Learned that in science, 7th grade.
I didn't know until much later in my mission that this is what was happening, but I was being sexually harassed almost daily, and it was really rough. I didn't know what it was. It was just guys making crude jokes, and I know we're a bunch of high school kids and you make mistakes, but I think, at least to me, there was a certain expectation that as a missionary, you had to try to be a little bit better than you were in high school. We would get phone calls from people that I knew from the MTC, and they would continue their harassment, but it didn't happen all that often. So I was mostly just trying to ignore it when it would happen.
this car.
As things got worse throughout the mission, it seemed like my companions were getting worse. It was really hard to, be able to find ways to cooperate and to compromise with these companions.
We're gonna drown. That's the simple.
I felt like I was giving everything I possibly could, and I was trying so hard to do everything that I thought I had to, and it just seemed like I was just getting knocked down over and over and over again.
Got lights over here.
Things eventually got to a point that I was talking to a friend one day as I was emailing my family, and I was telling her what was going on and what I was experiencing and how, the other elders were talking about me or treating me, and she made me aware that what I was experiencing was sexual harassment, and I didn't know how to feel about that. I mean, I'm a guy. Like, guys don't get sexually harassed. Like, that's just, I couldn't even comprehend that. After talking with my friend and my parents, I decided I was going to send a letter to the mission president. The next week, he had sent me an email, and he was just kind of like, oh, boys will be boys. Like, it's not really anything they're going to do about it, but if they keep it up, just let me know. The next day he showed up and we talked a little bit, and he asked me if I wanted to talk to a counselor that they happened to have out there. I was given the option to move to the mission office, and while it was really nice being there and being able to meet with the counselor every week, it also kind of felt like I was just being taken away from the problem and not having the problem be dealt with. It also felt like the time I spent in the office was kind of a bit of a leeway for church leadership to just have me somewhere while they slowly decided what to do. It felt like no one was taking me seriously when I decided to come forward about the problems that I was facing.
Whose man's is this? Gold chain.
After about a year in Tonga, I was transferred to San Francisco. I was never really told the exact reason why I was moved. And while I was very excited to get a fresh start somewhere where I wasn't going to be harassed, I also felt cheated out of my experience. All of these elders that had been harassing me were able to stay in Tonga, and I was the one that had to move.
No, unless you want to read it first.
I was in San Francisco for about 3 days, and that night we were leaving for dinner, and we were riding our bikes and going down a hill, and I took a turn a little too hard and I crashed, and I ended up breaking my leg, and I was sent home the next day. Even now, after 4 years of being home, it's still hard at times, but it's a lot easier than it was before. It's taken a lot to get to this point. It's taken therapy and medication. It's been countless hours of conversations and ranting to those that would care to listen to me. There have been many times where I've thought about stepping away from the church, and a lot of people ask me, why don't you? You went through this horrible thing. Why don't you just leave this behind? And while leaving the church is always a possibility, I don't think that things will change if we just ignore them. The God that I believe in wants change. He doesn't care if you serve a mission or not. He doesn't care how long you serve a mission. He just cares that you try, and that every day you're trying to change to be a little bit better than you were before.